Hey everyone, and welcome back to a new video series brought to you by Rockford Fosgate and RTTI, the Rockford Technical Training Institute. In this video series, we're going to walk you through step-by-step installation of our new audio kits developed for the Yamaha YXZ side-by-side vehicles. So stay tuned, we've got a lot of good information for you. See you in a second. I'm now joined by Brad with our new product development team, and he's going to be helping us do the installation on this YXZ vehicle. So Brad, what is it we're going to be installing today?
Today we're going to be installing our YXZ side-by-side Stage 1 kit.
All right, and what's all included with that kit?
In the kit we're including our PMX2 source unit, the YXZ dash kit, and wiring harness.
Okay, well let's go ahead and get started. What's the first thing we need to do?
The first thing we need to do is remove this hood, and then that'll allow us access to the back of the pocket and the wiring we need to get to.
All right, well let's get to it. All right guys, so now as you can see, we've removed the roof and the doors from this vehicle primarily for video clarity to give you guys a better view of what we're doing. In your installation, you're not necessarily going to have to do this unless you feel like you want a little more room to work. So
now I'm going to begin by removing the hood from the front of the vehicle using my 4mm Allen driver, removing these two screws up top.
now that we've got the hood removed, we can go ahead and move to prepping the pocket. Alright guys, so the first step in prepping the pocket is we need to drill an access hole in the back of it for wiring. To do this, we're going to take a 2-inch hole saw and our cordless drill and drill a hole through the front of the pocket.
Now I'm going to drill this hole in the bottom lower right corner of the pocket. Now before I do this, I want to make sure that there's nothing in the way on the other side. Now as you can see, the reservoir is there, so if you feel a little uncomfortable before you drill, remove that and then drill your hole.
Alright, so now that we have the hole made, we can go ahead and install our wiring grommet from the back side of the pocket. To do this, simply reach in, put it in the hole, and snap it in.
Now that we have the grommet in place, we can move on to drilling the 4 holes necessary to mount the dash kit. We've included a drill guide to do this. Simply take the drill guide, put it on the dash, mark the holes, and then drill them using a 3/16 drill bit.
Alright guys, so now we're ready to prep the dash kit to receive the radio. So what's the first thing we need to do, Brad?
Well, the first thing we need to do is locate our main dash piece and the PMX2 carrier. Now before even adding that, if you want to add 2 switches, we provided locations for that on the back, and this will be the time to do it. If not, go ahead and take your PMX2 carrier, align it on the back, and install the 4 screws we've included.
Then to install the screws, you're going to need a 3mm Allen driver.
With those 4 tight, we can take our PMX2, insert it through the back, and install 4 more screws.
Once you've got the PMX2 radio attached, we're ready to move on to the next step. Alright, so now that we have the radio installed in the dash kit, we're ready to go ahead and install our wiring harness. We're going to take the large white plug and pass it through the grommet in the hole that we drilled earlier in the back of the pocket. Now also incorporated in the harness are the power and ground connections. Now these connections are going to be made at your cigarette lighter harness, which you'll find below the pocket in the dash area. So you're going to need to find that plug, unplug it, connect the T-harness to be able to make those final power connections.
Now that we have the harness in the pocket, I can take my PMX2 connect the harness and install the dash kit. Now you want to be careful to make sure the 4 studs on the back of the dash kit line up with the 4 holes that you drilled earlier. If for whatever reason one of your holes is off a little bit, you may have to step it up to the next size drill bit to make sure it fits through.
Once the dash kit is installed, we're ready to go ahead and secure it to the vehicle using the supplied nuts and a 7mm nut driver.
Now as you can see, it is pretty tight in there and you may lose one of the nuts by accident. But don't worry, in the PMX2 box will be 4 more nuts that we include for installation of the PMX2 itself.
Alright, so now with the radio mounted in the dash and all the electrical connections are made, we're ready to go ahead and finish the installation by reinstalling the hood.
At this point, if you have any other audio you need to install, now would be the time to do so.
Once Brad's done reinstalling the bolts for the hood, we're going to go ahead and reinstall the rest of the parts on the vehicle and get it back out on the road. Alright guys, so that completes the installation. As you can see, it was pretty straightforward with a little bit of your time. So Brad, anything you'd like to add before we go?
Remember, if you have any questions before, during, or after the installation, give our tech team a call. They'll be more than happy to help you out.
Alright, well that does it for us. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you again in a future video.